Coming up on Torrance Today, it's Transition Day at City Hall. New council members, a new mayor, and other elected officials will be sworn in tonight. The athletic fields at Wilson Park are named in honor of city leader Jean Barnett. And experts fear another COVID-19 surge is on the way. What to expect as numbers rise in our area. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, July 12th. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. It's Transition Tuesday here in Torrance. The City Council meets tonight to discuss city business, and it will be a special evening as our newly elected leaders get sworn in. Councilmember George Chen will become the city's new mayor. John Kaji will represent Council District 1, Assam Sheikh, Council District 3, and Councilmember Aurelio Matucci retains his seat on the dais representing District 5. Former Councilmember Tim Goodrich will become our new city treasurer, and City Clerk Rebecca Poirier will retain her position. The meeting will include an official declaration of the votes from the June 7th election. Also on the agenda, outgoing City Council leaders will adopt an ordinance amending the Torrance Municipal Code to include a half-cent transactions and use tax after Measure SST was passed. This will raise the local sales tax by half a cent, with the potential of generating $18 million a year in locally controlled funding for local needs. And the meeting will be adjourned in honor of Sister City champion Miko Henson. Henson moved from Japan to Torrance back in 1963 and became one of the founding members of the Torrance Sister City Association, as well as its first president, serving multiple terms throughout the late 70s, mid-80s, and early 90s. She also organized the annual Japanese Bunkusai Festival at the Torrance Cultural Arts Center. She most recently worked on planning the Sister City Association's 50th anniversary, which will be celebrated next year. While the council chambers are closed to the public in the interest of maintaining appropriate social distancing and helping reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19, the public can participate before the meeting tonight by emailing council meeting public comment at torranceca.gov or by calling in during the meeting. You can also watch the meeting live on our website, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, right here on Torrance City Cable starting at 6:30 p.m. The City of Torrance held a naming and dedication ceremony for the Jean Barnett Athletic Fields on Monday at Wilson Park. City Cable's Lauren LaBruna was there to capture the special moment.
Thank you, Christine. The athletic fields at Wilson Park are getting a new name in honor of Jean Barnett, former city council member and director of the Parks and Recreation Department, who served the city for a total of 44 years. Leaders and community members came together to celebrate the special moment. Jean Barnett has called Torrance home since 1954, growing up, attending school, and raising his family here for nearly 7 decades. He began his work with the city's Parks and Recreation Department back in 1972, becoming its director in 1980. In that role, he helped the city develop cultural and educational facilities, including the Torrance Cultural Arts Center, Charles H. Wilson Park, the Attic Teen Center, and more. After retiring from that position in 2007, he served 2 terms as a city council member. Throughout his career, Barnett helped to make improvements throughout the community, and his family says this dedication to his service means so much.
He's kind of done it all in the city, but for the city council to recognize him in a way, to name their premier sports complex, its athletic fields, after Mr. Barnett, it's a testimony to his years of service for the city of Torrance, to the community of Torrance, and to his dedication and time that he's given to all the citizens of Torrance.
The city originally purchased the Wilson Park land in 1974, and it was officially dedicated back in 1979. Since the beginning, this space was meant to be a central park for all people.
This took an awful lot of time and effort and money to put it together. It was a great property but you have to have the vision for it, and Gino did have the vision for it. I think it's a really good reflection on the city of Torrance that we understand how much recreation means to people.
The naming of the Wilson Park Athletic Fields includes all sports played at the fields and honors Barnett for his decades of service to the city. He also happens to be an avid baseball and softball enthusiast and says it's a priceless experience to have this field bear his name.
In some ways, it was more than I expected, and I'm thrilled to be honored in this fashion. People come from all over the South Bay and visit this park. They come to special events, and I just think it's turned out to be a very people-oriented program.
Those closest to him know Barnett's devotion to the city makes him so deserving of this honor.
I'm so happy that I could do this before my term ended because he's such a special person. And Linda and he are such a special couple. They, to me, are the City of Torrance.
City leaders encourage community members to come by and check out the newly named Gene Barnett Athletic Fields. I'm Lauren LaBruna for Torrance City Cable. Christine, back to you.
Thank you, Lauren. There are lots of special opportunities taking place throughout the city to entertain our kids this summer. The Salvation Army of Torrance offers a creative kid event every Wednesday this month. Tomorrow from 10 to 11 a.m., kids are invited to enjoy games, crafts, and a Bible story at Victor Park. And don't forget the Torrance Library's annual summer reading program for bookworms of all ages. Participants who read for 16 hours, complete 16 library and or literacy related activities, or do a combination of both, can earn a certificate of completion and win a special prize. To join, go to any Torrance Library branch to register and pick up a tracking sheet. You can also register online. And the Attic Teen Center is open through the summer for high school students. It's a place where 14 to 18-year-olds who live or go to school here can simply drop in and take a break from their everyday routines. The center is open Mondays through Fridays from 1 to 4 p.m. The majority of California is in a drought, and many residents may be looking for alternative options to keep their gardens more eco-friendly. The city is teaming up with the Metropolitan Water District of Southern California to offer a series of free Zoom webinars focused on sustainable landscaping. Tomorrow from 6 to 7 p.m., you can log online for a garden design workshop. It will focus on developing a watershed-wise landscape and how to select a palette of climate-appropriate plants. The class is free, but registration is required. Just visit torranceca.gov/events to sign up. Well, COVID-19 concerns are growing across the country and right here in LA County. The LA County Department of Public Health reported 3,710 new cases and 9 new deaths on Monday. Here in Torrance, there were 306 new cases and 4 more deaths. This comes as new information on the highly contagious Omicron subvariant BA.5 emerges. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, BA.5 is now the dominant strain of COVID-19 in the U.S. While BA.5 is highly transmissible, it is also able to sidestep immunity in some cases, allowing reinfection of the virus, a major cause for concern. Although LA County remains in the medium risk category for COVID-19, that is likely to change. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer says if the county continues at a high transmission rate for 2 consecutive weeks, it will reimpose the indoor mask mandate. Well, back in May, Ford Motor Company issued a recall of its SUVs following a series of engine fires. The company recalled 39,000 vehicles of the 2021 Ford Expedition and Lincoln Navigator after reported engine fires and told owners to park their vehicles outside. Well, now the company is expanding the recall to another 66,000 vehicles after 5 additional engine fires. The company says it traced the cause of the fires to printed circuit boards that are susceptible to an electrical shortage. So far, it received 21 reports of fires and 1 injury. For those with affected models, dealers will check the box for melting damage and replace it if needed, and parts are expected to become available in early September. Owners of impacted cars will be notified beginning August 8th. Well, still ahead is Transition Tuesday, and we are paying tribute to our outgoing mayor, Patrick Fury. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Sorry about that. No, I've been staying at my dad's place because of everything.
Here you go. It's your favorite. It's chicken noodle.
He's good.
Oh, wait, Dad. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, I know, we keep missing each other. I've been working out of my dad's house, doing some reading. I should be working out more. I know it's important to stay healthy. It's just, I don't have the time. I just feel like I'm drowning.
Your turn.
In tough times like this, we know it can be easy to neglect your own health and well-being.
Dad, it's the girls. Oh.
What kind of dance is that?
But while you care for your loved one, you also need to care for yourself.
You look good.
Go to aarp.org/caregiving for free mental health and self-help tips.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a story that fits the theme for the day. On this Transition Tuesday, we want to take a look at the legacy Mayor Patrick Fury is leaving behind. He has served as the mayor of Torrance for the past 8 years. He has undoubtedly helped shape the city into what it is today, and on his last official day as mayor, we want to look back on all he has accomplished on behalf of our city and its residents.
Winning 40% of the votes, Pat Fury led the race, winning the election Tuesday as Torrance's next mayor.
For the past 8 years, Mayor Patrick J. Fury has helped shape Torrance to become the city it is today.
There are so many memories. There are some great memories. Armed Forces Day parades, coming down the boulevard and people waving or calling out your name. But some of the smaller ones are even better.
Fury moved to the South Bay from Philadelphia in 1974.
I was super impressed with the schools and how safe it was here. You know, everything we all see. The mall was doing well then, and lots of good businesses, shops, restaurants, great people, great diverse community. It was a great place to be able to raise your children.
He would ultimately run for the highest office in local politics, all with the hopes of benefiting Torrance residents.
And you get to meet so many neat people that you would otherwise not encounter. There's so many neat people in our city, and I know there's some I still don't know.
As the 8th mayor of Torrance, Fury says he's had some of life's most gratifying experiences.
I got the opportunity to land on an Air Force carrier, fly out and land on an aircraft carrier with a tail hook. Once in a lifetime thing to do, going to the Pentagon, going to the White House and going to a reception with the president, or going to the Capitol and going there with our congresswoman or congressman. Congresswoman Waters had me as her guest at a State of the Union, and so many great memories.
But Mayor Fury also helped lead our city during some of its most challenging times.
It's a big burden. I really felt a lot of responsibility during the pandemic. Making that move that we had to close down all of our industry, and that was March 12th of 2020. Never forget that date. I heard from some of our restaurateurs, they were telling us that, this is going to maybe put us out of business. Fortunately, most of our businesses survived during that, but a lot of responsibility, and getting the details from public health, finding out so many people were sick or in the hospital, people were dying, and trying to keep them safe.
Navigating through this chapter taught the mayor just how resilient Torrance really was.
During the whole pandemic, I met with hospital representatives every week, see what the status was. But the first meeting, they told us that they didn't have personal protective equipment enough. They didn't have masks, and they didn't have ventilators. And a number of our business people in the community had access to it. And gosh, we had pallet loads of PPEs and masks donated. It just shows you the great relationship and the caringness of our business community and our citizens. Sanitizers were delivered to City Hall. Lots of donations to keep us going. Being able to pass Measure SST, Safe, Strong Torrance, that really makes me feel good leaving office, because now I know that Mr. Shaparian and all of his staff will now have enough funding to take us to the next level, be able to keep us safe and strong in Torrance.
As he leaves, he asks everyone to support the incoming mayor and council and know they're doing everything they can to keep our city standing strong.
Everybody on the council is a public servant, and all of our commissioners that volunteer, they're all public servants. And then we have our wonderful staff. They're all public servants. They come to work every day to make our citizens' life that much better. I'm sure that the next mayor will be able to do the same thing, and the mayor after that. We have, a lot of strong people that we're standing on their shoulders.
Mayor Fury hopes that people will remember him in this way.
Just remember that I could listen to people. I could listen to the people and either deliver or explain why we can't deliver. Sometimes you just can't do it. It's unfortunate that you can't move mountains, but you can make a difference. You can maybe make the molehills go away, or the potholes go away for sure. As I always say, that there's a lot more in my rearview mirror than there is on the dashboard. I think we'll be enjoying our retirement again.
Well, thank you, Mayor Fury. That's your show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.